Okay. Who? Dan double you. Let's go. Ow, wow, listen right now. Everybody knows the man that says pow. Start the show, gonna talk some toys. This is for the grown-up girls and boys making noise. Let's start the show. Talking Marvel Legends and the money that we blow. Honestly, look, there ain't no stopping me. Turtles and Joes too, let's do this properly. Need to buy more toys, don't tell my bank. Wasn't me, promise it was Hellfire Hank. Whole Who crew, look, they made me do it. If it lands in my door, then I best review it. Screw it, I don't usually boast, but I got Rich M, he's here to host. Raise a toast and raise some ducks. This isn't your average show, we're deluxe. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. Welcome back to the Thursday live stream where we recap the week that was in Marvel Legends news. This is episode 236, and today we got some Marvel Legends news that confirms that I'm going to be here for a little bit longer talking about Marvel Legends. But I'm not on my own, as always. He is here with me. He has returned from his approved annual leave. It's, of course, Rich M, displayed once. Rich, how you doing?
I'm good. You alright?
5 more years. 5 more years. 5 more years. Look how ecstatic Rich is. You love Legends really, though, Rich, right? This is just an act.
I love Legends, yeah.
Good, good. And so do I. And 5 more years. Well, we're assuming 5 more years, but again, we will go through all the details today.
What stunning things are Hasbro going to come up with in the next 5 years?
More mini comic waves, more maximum series. Woo. Look, we will discuss.
Bring back the NFT. Go on. Woo.
We will discuss the highs and lows of Hasbro's, but the reality is, confirmed today via the reliable source of YahooFinance.com. Obviously everybody's go-to place for news. They confirmed that the Hasbro Disney license has been extended for multiple years. Now, they didn't confirm how many years it has been extended by, but the last time Hasbro announced an extension was 2020. So just based off that previous one, this is just an educated guess that it's probably likely another 5 years, but considering everything that's going on in the world with tariffs and price changes, they might have pulled it back a little bit. Again, we don't know. They didn't announce any particular date. So we're saying possibly 2030. But nevertheless, multiple years. Marvel Legends will continue. Star Wars as well, of course. That is also another one of the Disney partners.
Star Wars, whoa!
Woo! So I'll start the Star Wars and Sambuca stream very, very soon. But yes, Legends will continue. And we're going to discuss it all today. So hello in the chat. Please get involved with the poll right now. I quite simply ask you the question right there. It says, are you happy to see Marvel Legends Hasbro extend the Disney license? So are you happy to see Hasbro extend the Disney license? 2 options for you. Yes, long live Marvel Legends, or no, time to move on. And again, there's no right or wrong answer. It's your personal preference. So so far, 88 is a great number, by the way, 88% say yes, long live Marvel Legends, and 12% say no, time to move on. Because again, Hasbro isn't perfect, and I don't think me and Rich have ever said that. So there are obviously good pros and cons, like always, but we will discuss in today's stream. But like I said, Marvel Legends will continue, and we're going to discuss it today. So we'll come back to the poll in a minute. Let me first say Friday is working on a Thursday. Anything over £4 or $4 via the Super Chat or the Streamlabs donation link in the description below. She will read out your comment. Let us know your thoughts on today's news about the Marvel Legends line continuing and Hasbro extending their license. Let us know that, as well as contributing towards the channel. We appreciate you very much. Hit that join button. That's what it's all about. Become a channel member. Any of the multiple tiers, each one comes with their own set of benefits, like today's after show, for example. If you join at the Who Crew Deluxe tier, you can join me and Rich every single Thursday for the after show, and if we hit our goal of 5 super chats during the stream, we will leave that bonus show public. And for the last 2 weeks, the bonus show has been an extra hour of content, so that's like a whole extra show you're missing out on if you're not part of the Who Crew Deluxe. So get involved. involved. Your support is always massively appreciated. So, Rich, we'll just start off nice and easy. How's your week been? Any new toys expected or arrived or anything like that?
I have had a dispatch notice from Hasbro Pulse UK that Marvel Girl minus the boots is on her way, Daniel.
Yes, Jean Grey. So interestingly, question for the UK community, Jean Grey was due on Hasbro Pulse on the 22nd. She hasn't arrived at any of the independents yet either. So I was just curious, has anybody in the UK got their hands on Jean Grey yet? As some people have got dispatch notices like Rich, I've seen other people on Instagram with it in hand already. So I was just curious if anybody else has actually got Jean Grey in hand yet. Mine hasn't even charged or shipped. So clearly they must have just got a small quantity and got out a couple. Kevin Beatty in the chat said, yes, he's got his. It might have been Kevin's post I've seen earlier. Yeah. Jean Grey is out there. She is on the way. Jean Grey way. Does that mean that Craig's got one on the way? Is that what you mean, Craig? Trying to break that down.
He didn't just forget the dots, he forgot all of that sentence.
He just forgot words. No, he does say on the way. Jean Grey on way. He just forgot the on. Yeah, Jean Grey is on her way for some of us in the UK. Mine is not shipped yet. So when she does arrive, I will check her out, do a review, and I will make sure I point out those damn boots. Because if I don't, David Evans Smith will be in my inbox. So I was just curious. But other than that, no new legends for me just yet. I think the Gameverse stuff, Rich, is starting to arrive, right? I've seen...
Oh, can't wait.
Neither...
In Canada.
Yeah, neither me or Rich...
I've got a pen.
It's just very formal. Just waving... Neither me or Rich are going for any of the Gameverse figures, so they are available. Is it CMD store in Canada? I think some of our American friends get them from.
Blue Snowman probably got it in Canada. And I think in Hong Kong, the Venom has started hitting as well.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of the Venom as well. So if you're into the Gameverse stuff, that is arriving in different places now. But I'm going to hold off on that one. There's nothing from the Gameverse wave that I'm particularly interested in adding to my collection. Maybe down the line if I find them in person or something, but I'm not in a rush to get them. So probably no reviews from the Gameverse stuff on my channel, to be honest. But that's fine. That's fine. Not everything is for everybody, and that is okay. So let's go to the chat and say hello to some of these people. All right, let me scroll back up. Who we got? Tac was in nice and early. Figure Cave Collectibles. Well, I've got our friend Ben. I'm never going to never need to pronounce his username again, Rich, because I know his real name's Ben. So shout out Ben. We've got Kevin as well, as we've already seen. Your boy's got toys. Says Marvel Legends. I guess I'll give it a try. I guess. Yeah, give it a go. Give it a go. Brand new line of Marvel figures. Marvel Legends. We've got Jamie Gitchard, Jelly Figs, Bring Toys to Work, Paul McCarthy. He says, evening legend lovers. Cloud Foxwood as well. Jay's Toy Collection UK. Home Dude, Jason Lopez, the retweeting king. Ricardo, we want Avengers Academy. Would you like some Avengers Academy, Rich?
What does he mean, like the game, or does he mean the comic?
I don't know. He just said Avengers Academy. I'm more familiar with the Strange Academy and the characters that are in that, not so much Avengers Academy. I want more.
Well, how do you know more about Strange Academy than Avengers Academy?
I don't know. I've just picked up knowledge as I dive into the realms of Marvel stuff. I'd want Young Avengers. Definitely want some of them, but they're not really Avengers Academy. Justin Collect says McFarlane Legends coming soon, guys. I promise. Yeah. I'm sure. Sorry, Todd. Whoever started that is, no comment. Cloud, he says shut up to Justin. Bravo. I agree. Who we got? Disavowed as well. We got Andrew, AK Virtual Dave, says good evening all. Irony here is McFarlane would would make a great Mysterio. Would they though, Andrew? Would they? He's very optimistic, that Andrew. Who else we got? Mikey Moonboots. Xeon, I think it's Xeon. He says, what's up, Dan? What's up, Xeon? If I'm saying your name correctly. If I'm wrong, I apologise. Ashaholic, what's the word on classified? Well, classified is a G.I. Joe brand, and G.I. Joe is owned by Hasbro. Hasbro do not need to announce they are extending the licensing of their own brand because they own it. They can do what they want with it. It's the same with Transformers. So, Hasbro don't need to pay licensing rights on those particular brands because Hasbro are the license holder. But Disney owns Star Wars and Marvel, so there is obviously communications and deals that need to be had. So no word on classified because there is no word that's needed. Classified. Go on.
To be fair though, they do license stuff out.
Yep.
Like
Super 7.
Mask has been like licensed out. Gem has been licensed out, so they can.
Power Rangers now to Playmates, for God's sake.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hasbro can license out their particular properties, but Classified, I think, is going to stay with Hasbro. But G.I. Joe, other companies do it, like Super 7. So, and I think there are other licensed stuff as well. I know there's like those.
McFarlane did little G.I. Joe.
Yeah,
there's
other different scales of G.I. Joe as well. I think the 3-0 do some stuff, and there's the smaller one. So yeah, there's G.I. Joe stuff all over.
Toys did
Yeah,
couple, didn't they,
probably them. Who else got? Cheeky Monkey Kiara. She says, "Evening, Who Crew. How you doing, Cheeky Monkey? How you doing?" The Watcher. He says, "Thank God, no McFarlane Marvel Legends diaper action figures." Yeah. For the record, there was never any truth to the McFarlane taking the license. Just think, Todd already makes Marvel stuff. Like, he does use, like, he makes those statues and stuff, doesn't he? So Todd is already working with Marvel. That was no secret. But I don't think he was ever going to be the full license holder for action figures. But there were rumours out there. But yeah, not to be. Today's news has squashed them absolutely. Collecting Rush says, "Good afternoon, everybody." John Brooks says, "Greetings from Ireland." Good evening, John. Good evening. Disavowed, he says hello. Encounter Culture Kenny's there as well. Gary A. How you doing, Phoenix? What's up? Oh, what's up? And then just in with the super chat. He says, Dan Tallis, about that leaked McFarlane Mephisto. That just doesn't make sense on any levels. And for the record, when I wanted Mephisto to happen, I never announced it was a leak. Never said it was a leak. I just said I want a Mephisto and I feel it. I felt it in my bones. But then I realised I'm just getting old and my bones just constantly ache, and it was nothing to do with Mephisto. So I was wrong. And I don't mind admitting I was wrong. I was trying to will something into existence. And at some point, we will get a Marvel Legends Mephisto. Now the license has been approved for even longer. They have more of an opportunity to get some of these key characters that we will discuss today. So yeah, let's get into that. But first, there is a little bit of Marvel Legend news, Rich, in the form of a pre-order, as today's pre-order is She-Hulk. Finally, She-Hulk on a card that makes more sense, because she is wearing her Fantastic Four uniform when she took over from the Fantastic Four. I think Thing stayed on Battleworld and she went off with the Fantastic Four to replace him as the big brute on the team. And it comes in the Fantastic Four packaging that we have seen 10 times before. So this is technically the 11th Fantastic Four card we have in the Marvel Legends line, and I don't mind it at all. There's still plenty of characters as well that was on that card back in the day we need in the Marvel Legends line now. But I liked the She-Hulk, really liked both head sculpts. Those Dunbad accessories were announced, of course, teased, and they were finally revealed to be with She-Hulk. So I've pre-ordered 2, Rich. 1 to open and 1 to keep on card, because I am a fan of that nostalgic Toy Biz tribute. What about yourself?
I ordered one. But yeah, I like this She-Hulk. I think she looks great. I like the new head. That looks really good as well. I'm glad that they put the other head as well, and it makes much more sense than the Iron Man one. So that's a good thing as well. If you're an in-card collector, get this one. Last
week, Rich, in your annual leave absence, we discussed the potential of a Hulk wave, and we talked about some of the characters that are Hulk related that we would like to see. Just because you weren't here last week, any Hulk related characters that you would like to see in the Marvel Legends line?
I'd like a new A-Bomb or Doc Samson. I think they are like missing type of thing. Yeah, there's actually quite a lot. Like by Beast, there's a load of like Hulk villains and stuff like that. Like they've done a few in recent years, but we've never had like a full-on Hulk wave. So I wouldn't mind like a retro carded like 6-figure Hulk wave, like with Smart Hulk as well. I'd like a Smart Hulk figure. I'd like to anchor it like in his wife beater, like 90s looking. Like that would be cool as well.
Yeah, go and check out last week's stream if anyone's interested, as we had a full-on Hulk discussion with Jay's Toy Collection UK. And like Rich said, lots of Hulk-related characters, actually, we still need in the Marvel Legends line. But She-Hulk is today's pre-order, and thanks to Paternia, we've got the list of pre-orders out. I think I'm missing the Punisher that went up for pre-order last week. But there's just one more pre-order this month, and it is next week. It is the 2-pack of Madame Mask and Crossbones. So that pre-order will be next Wednesday. The first of the month is, of course, Thursday, so I'll be streaming next Thursday. And then the first couple of pre-orders next week are Thursday, the 1st of May. You get the 2-pack with Yelena and Alexei, Red Guardian. And on the 8th, which is the following week, you get the other 2-pack with Sentry, aka Bob, and John Walker, aka US Agent. So they're the only 2-packs and characters they've revealed for Thunderbolt so far. But early critic feedback from Thunderbolts is positive, Rich. I don't know if you've seen any of that, but people seem to be saying, no, Thunderbolts is actually really good. So, yeah, that
all right. You
yeah.
said it's a good movie then, yeah?
They're not me, critics, Rich. Whether you believe the critics...
Critics, okay.
I've not seen the movie, but critics, whoever they are, out there in the Twitterverse and the Instagramverse and all Collider and all those ones, they've been saying positive things about the movie. They're saying it's the best from the multiverse saga as well. So,
what did the critics say about Death of a Unicorn? Because that was a terrible movie.
Don't know.
Do not go and see that.
I didn't pay attention to what the critics thought of Death of a Unicorn, but I did pay attention, Rich, to Yahoo Finance. I'm on here every morning taking note of the stocks as I sit there and do my stock market calculations, and I realised, oh, Hasbro-related news. So Hasbro extends the long-running strategic relationship with Disney customer products for the premier Star Wars and Marvel franchises. So they go on, there's a whole press release talking about Hasbro and their relationship, and there's a few quotes there from some of the higher ups at either company. But long story short, I will post this link if you want to read it. I'll post it in the chat right now for anyone curious. But in summary, Hasbro have extended their partnership with Disney so they continue making Marvel and Star Wars action figures, toys, and collectibles. You can see it right there. Toys, collectibles, games based on Star Wars and Marvel Entertainment. They mentioned Marvel Legends specifically by name down here as well. They said Marvel Legends action figure series. Hasbro has established a tremendous fan base for the Marvel Legends action figure series, which showcases fan favorite characters from the Marvel universe like Spider-Man and Black Panther. And then they go on to talk about some of the other kiddie lines with Marvel as well, and also Magic the Gathering and stuff like that. And also, just to follow up this news, the Hasbro, and again, I never talk about stuff like this on the channel, but just as today it's a little bit relevant, the Hasbro...
Oh, financial breakdown.
Yeah. I'm not doing that. I just wanted to point out that Marvel was mentioned in a positive light, usually a growth across key brands, including Marvel. So again, as a Marvel Legends fan, that is only a good thing, because a company is only going to continue making Marvel Legends if they're doing well. So it's good to see that that's the case. Because this year, me and Rich were talking as well behind the scenes, that this year's been a little bit hit and miss for Marvel Legends. Last year, I thought, let's be honest, the plastic-free era and all of that, we were in a bit of a rut. It was a bit shitty. Everyone was a bit grumpy with the HasLabs and the plastic-free packaging. But we started to climb out of that pit. And 2024 seemed relatively positive. The 85th anniversary line was granted a lot of characters we already had, but they were valid updates for our collection, spattered with other Marvel characters we needed throughout the year. 2024 was a solid year. Some people said when we did the recap that it could have possibly been the best year for Marvel Legends, but of course that is to each their own on that one, of course. But 2025, we've said, Rich, it's started off a bit iffy, haven't they? Because they're trying new things that ain't really sticking.
They're not. What their new initiatives are not pleasing, I think, to the majority of people so far. I think mini comics weren't they haven't set the world on fire. I don't think there's a massive demand for the mini comics. I think people rather back figures, and I think Maximum hasn't really Maximum is the world is on fire at the minute, innit? It was Spider-Man went down like a lead balloon, and Hulk just kept that fire burning, didn't it, Dan?
Yeah, so the Maximum series has definitely not gone in the way they wanted to. But again, they're trying different things, and I've always said, I said this in my reviews as well, Rich. I'm not mad at them trying something different. It's just not for me. So it's hard to not be disappointed because you're spending money on something partly you want and part of it you don't want. Do you know what I mean? Because I wanted those characters. I like the character assortment. But your boy's got stonks. Is that what he says?
Your boy's got stonks donated
your boy's got
$5.
stonks. What's he saying?
The US market is so bad right now. It's the art of the deal. It might be worth it to drop $100 on Hasbro stock. Could be worth a whole wave next year. Pow.
Oh, there you go. There's some finance breakdown advice from your boy's got stonks. Whether you want to take his financial advice is up to you guys. But he does say, he says the US market is so bad right now, it's the art of the deal. It might be worth it to drop £100 on Hasbro stock, and it could be worth a whole wave next year, pal. So that's what Alexi says, not from my mouth. That's what Alexi says. I will not give anybody financial advice because I don't have a clue about the stock market. Not a clue. But back to Legends. Rich, just in general terms then, how do you feel about this? You haven't been back in your previous, we were talking about this as well, where you've been in that room now longer than you haven't been in that room. So this is now your streaming room. But Rich also has an epic collection of Marvel Legends. So how do you feel about Hasbro extending their license? Are you happy to see Hasbro continue? Or would you have preferred it went somewhere else and someone else gave it a go?
I mean, I'm not I'm glad that they've got it in a way because everything's going to be in scale, everything's going to fit with everything else. But in some ways, I wish Hasbro did lose something, so give them a kick up the arse or something like that. Because I think sometimes they play it too safe, they become too complacent. The fact that we're still getting pin bodies now in 2025 when they must have enough selection of parts, or I know the bigger figures they have, but they should be doing them. They should be innovating.
Capacity,
more.
Rich. Capacity.
Yeah. But I just think there's so many other smaller companies and different companies who are doing better things, and I think Hasbro, they sometimes take too long to adapt to things and to change. With Maximum now, I'm guessing everyone has complained about different things with Maximum, whether it's the price, whether it's not enough not enough accessories, they don't come with stand. There's loads of issues with them. With the Hulk, that it's reusing parts, and we all thought it was going to be all new molds or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But because things are so far ahead, I think they've said there's going to be a third one this year. I think that's going to follow the pattern of these two. It's going to be whether Maximum continues for another year, that maybe then we'll start seeing them listening to us. And I don't think so I think they do listen to us. I think with Maximum, we all wanted an ultimate figure release that could be kept in production for a long time with multiple parts, multiple heads, maximum posability. But it's just then the way they delivered it was shit compared to what other brands are doing. Even looking at Jada with the regular Street Fighter line is not much different to that Spider-Man, apart from the fact we get a bunch of hands with it and some shitty web accessories that are floppy. And who likes a floppy thing, Dan? You want it hard. You want it to be able to pose it, to bend it. So it's just and then coming along with the Hulk then, which was oh, okay, so at least we're going to get these all new body molds, multiple articulation points, blah, blah, blah. And then Hulk is oh, we put a plastic rubber body over an old, Hulk figure. It's
frustrating.
I can see what they want to do, but they never hit it. And then, things like Jean Grey missing her boots, they can't dress that, but they can repaint Madame Mask's body. I don't know. It's just I think they need to do better. Do better, Marvel team. Do better.
The inconsistency is frustrating for sure. That example of them announcing the Madame Mask they revealed would be redecoed for the final release, but yet Jean Grey couldn't be. So they were different stages of production, I assume. But yeah, it's frustrating. Same with the Maximum series. The idea, the concept is solid, but execution not so much. And Dan did confirm one more this year. Do you have a prediction of what the one more is, Rich?
Maybe I would say an X-Man, because we've had a Spider-Man, we've had an Avenger/Hulk. So I would say I would guess Wolverine or Deadpool.
Yeah, people are saying Deadpool. The rumours are out there. The rumours are usually pretty close to being accurate, but yeah, with Hulk, for example, the rumours were Hulk for a while, so Deadpool's the next one up. There is rumoured of a single pack Deadpool, so yeah, probably gonna be Deadpool, but time will tell on that one. One more to go, probably going to be revealed around about, I would say San Diego Comic-Con, which again is only a few months.
it'll be interesting with that Deadpool though, because the Deadpool that came in that two pack that Hasbro PulseCon Fan Fest or whatever it was called. Jackie Jennings wasn't there, so I didn't pay much attention. But one of those, like that 2-pack, like he came with a lot of accessories and was on like an updated body and everything.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they can. So if that's just like a re-release, like in a single pack,
In a maximum
like,
branding.
that's like even that would be like it's like don't even bother with the fourth figure. I think if that's what they're doing.
Yeah,
like I'd be happy. I think if it was Wolverine, because at least that would be like something new. Because we haven't really had like a pinless tiger stripe Wolverine, have we? So
we've got one in
on the X-Men '97 card.
Yeah, and we got Secret Wars as well, but obviously not tiger stripe. But yeah, again, Wolverine and Deadpool, no one can dispute are two A-tier characters in this day and age. Again, I know comic purists will argue Deadpool's not, but in pop culture zeitgeist right now, undoubtedly Deadpool is up there. Like, again, you heard my nephew on the stream recently. Never even seen the Deadpool movies. He's too young. He's not allowed. And he's a massive Deadpool fan because of kids at school and stuff talking about him. So, again, like the next generation coming in have different attachment to characters via different forms of media. So it would... I can see Deadpool happening, like you said, but if it is just a reissue of the one we got in the Bob 2-pack, that wouldn't be maximum. Again, it would just be like Hulk, mainly reissue, but branded maximum, which is not what people wanted the maximum line to be. So, but yeah, that's just one concept that they've tried this year that hasn't exactly stick the landing. But just in general terms, and I just posted a little video before this live just to spread some awareness of this news, because again, there's been lots of rumours out there for a good while that Hasbro are going to lose the license, etc., etc. But it never really made sense for Disney to go elsewhere, because Mattel, they've got Mattel are another big toy company. What are the big toy companies, Rich? Mattel, Lego, Funko, like who else? Like who are the big ones?
You got Bandai, you got Playmates, you got, I suppose, Jack Pacific now are like quite big. Masters.
This is what I'm saying. I don't think there's anybody out there. By no means am I saying nobody else is capable of making good Marvel toys. Of course not. But I just don't think there's anybody with the capacity right now to take on the Marvel brand and release as much as Marvel Legends currently do. But again, I understand as well it's not about quantity. Like, we'd obviously rather quality over quantity. But then it's also a balance. Like, Hasbro usually do a good job at releasing movie stuff around about the time of a release when the hype's real. Granted, not recently, that's been changed a little bit recently, but just within the last decade or so, they are usually pretty good with releasing something around the product, around the source material. Not recently, granted, they've changed a little bit.
I know we give them shit, but to be fair to McFarlane Toys, they are good at like tying in with like all the big DC movies. They've all had some kind of figures released for and like, I mean, and to be fair, the distribution is out there as well. I think like in the press release, it seemed to be hinting they wanted like a more worldwide, like someone who could do everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen McFarlane's, like I've seen him in Portugal, I've seen him in like in Spain, in France, I've seen him like all through the UK. Like they seem to have got like a presence everywhere. So I don't think they've done like a bad thing. But I suppose they were very specific in like, they just had the collector's line. It was like the kids' line were being done by like Spin Masters, other things. Like I think Mattel was still doing the girls' dolls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there was still stuff like everywhere. So I think they just wanted to like tie it up in one place. And for that, like for like one big like toy license holder, I suppose it is only really Mattel and Hasbro, I would say, were probably the big two.
And Mattel have recently announced that they're taking the DC license back, and they talked about wanting to make action figures for collectors. That was stuff they talked about in their press release. So it might be too much of an undertaking for one company to do both Marvel and DC. Don't get me wrong, the idea of that sounds great for the collector in me. Like, selfishly as a collector, I'd love the same company to do Marvel and DC and do a similar line where they're the same scale and the same aesthetic, the same approach with this, with articulation and accessories and stuff like that. Like, I'd love that. I've been saying that for as long as I've been on YouTube. I want the DC. Like, people think I don't like DC just because I show off my Marvel Legends all the time. I love DC and the DC characters too, but I just don't feel, just for myself, there is a great toy line to represent that. But again, that's just my own opinion, of course. I know a lot of people love the McFarlane stuff. stuff, and some of the lines that Mattel did in the past were really good as well. But hopefully, fingers crossed, they do a great job with the license in 2026 as well. Even though right now we don't know what direction they're going to take, we don't know what scale it is. We don't know anything yet. They have not announced anything, so time will tell on that one. But with this just being extended rather than having to start fresh, it just, like I said on my little video, Rich, I'm not ready. And again, everything I say, people, I'm only speaking for myself, okay? So I'm not trying to put words into anybody's mouth. This is just me, right? I've been collecting Legends for years. Even before I made a YouTube channel, I was collecting Legends. Obviously, having a YouTube channel and now making friends within this community, it's all a bad influence and you end up getting caught up in the hype. But I've always loved Marvel and Marvel Legends, and I've always been building a collection. And that's exactly what we do. We will build. We're building out a collection. And I said I wasn't ready for it to end yet. Like, I know at some point it's going to end. Of course it is. One day they will announce that the license isn't continuing and we will have to stand back and salute and appreciate what we did get on the shelf, which is 20 plus years already, by the way, which isn't anything to be sniffed at. That's impressive. Like, what other toy line has already lasted 20 years consistency of the same brand? You know, Marvel Legends, same scale. Of course it's adapted and evolved over the years, and it's still not perfect. Don't get me wrong, there's still room for improvement as well. By no means am I saying Hasbro are perfect, but I genuinely do think the Legends line is a solid toy line. Like, if you are really out there just saying no, Legends is not a solid toy line, do you hate Marvel? Do you hate Hasbro that much? Does it really affect your life that much? Because I think the Legends line in general, like, when you look back subjectively, it's a solid toy line when it comes to representing the Marvel brand. I talked about it in my video. Whether you love the comics, the movies, the animated shows, or even the games recently, there is something there. There's like a pocket of the Marvel Legends world that you can enjoy. Not everything is for everybody, but I do think Marvel Legends offers something for someone, do you know? So, yeah, like, I'm not ready for it to end yet, Rich. There's still characters I need. I just did a Marvelous March where I talked about 31 plus characters I still really want in my collection. So, like, this being extended just gives me hope that I'm going to complete teams and I'm going to, like, I will get.
Dan, I wouldn't go that far with your hope. It's still Hasbro. Come on.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
You'll be in 2030 going, oh, I really want that Rachel Summers Phoenix.
I have a feeling that, like, I'm doing the same Marvelous. I'm just going to be reposting my Marvelous March videos for the next couple of years because they're never just going to do them. But
your hairline going backwards more.
Oh, it already is. It already is. Don't worry about that. But yeah, in general terms, and again, obviously my opinion may be a little bit biased because people associate Marvel Legends with me, but I love Legends, and this is good news for me because I'm not ready to see the sunset on Marvel Legends just yet. I do think, as much as we bitch and moan about some of the stuff that's happening right now, there's still a lot of good amongst that. Like, it's just human nature, isn't it, to focus on the shit, especially online. It's like people love the drama, and negativity unfortunately gets more clicks. So that's sometimes the loudest voice. But
you know, I always disagree with this, but it's like I think sometimes a kick up the arse is what they need.
No, agreed.
Like I think with the maximum, I don't think there are idiots who are like just going off for the sake of it. But I think the general consensus online is maximum. They failed at a lot of points. I think people who love or hate Marvel Legends have all come, like, I think that is universal. The maximum hasn't hit like it should do. Whether you think that the figure is great in hand, there's issues with the price or what it came with. And I think sometimes, I think they feet do need to be held to the fire a bit. Because I think sometimes it's like a love fest. It's like, oh, Dan and Ryan and Dwight, you're amazing. It's like, sometimes they're not amazing. It's like, we are buying these figures, you know. It's not like well, one of us anyway. I'm not getting given these figures for free. So it's like we're spending our money on them. So make them good. Though I'm not giving you my money. That's what I think like needs to be. And I think with things going up, the price of everything going up, it's like, do better. If Jada can give us a $25 figure, you know, with all accessories, if McFarlane can give us soft goods with a $27 Superman, like, the Marvel team should be improving. And I think sometimes the Marvel team just like rest on their laurels and go like, oh, let's just give them the stupid power effect we put with Doctor Strange a million times and chuck it in with this figure. Or let's reuse that body sculpt of Bucky Cap for the 50 millionth time. And I just think, like, you know, keep improving, get better, get better. You want people to get your money, do better things.
No, again, I completely agree. Like, I've never, ever, like, quote me, find me on YouTube. You won't, in the hours and hours and hours of content out there that I'm like, Hasbro are perfect. Like, I've never said that, ever, ever. I've always, like, pointed out the things I don't like. I just don't dwell on them as such because I'd rather focus my time and energy on the aspects I do like, but I still point out what I don't like. And Legends, there is a lot of good, but there's also a lot of bad as well. And we do point that out. And like Rich says, we need to be vocal about that. Some people lean on it because they're just following the hate train, which is fair enough. But a lot of it is also justified. Damn, I hate when I say that word. Damn you, Justin.
I think though, sometimes it's like not like the glass is half full and half empty. I think sometimes you were maybe a glass is half full and I'm more a glass half empty kind of people. But like we meet in the middle. Like the glass is still half full or half empty, but it's just coming at it from different views. And I think like a lot of people, I just don't think. I think online like criticism is fine. I think when it just starts getting like stupid and like other things, it's like no. When it's like about the toys, and about criticizing them, I don't think there's nothing wrong with criticizing.
People agreed. People can say what they want about toys. Like on my channel, people can say anything they want about Marvel Legends and toys and whatever. Like I would never stop it. But I just don't like when people attack people on a personal level because of they have different opinions on toys. Like that's what bugs me.
I told you I wouldn't do any more of that.
I know. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But no, I agree. Everyone is allowed their opinion on the toy. Absolutely. I've always said that my channel is never the type of channel that makes you feel bad for having a difference of opinion. You can hate or love something as much as you want, but we're adults here. We can have a civil conversation. And like going back to the point of seeing the glass half full, that is just my perspective on collecting, and it always has been. The whole time I've been on YouTube, I do get criticised for being overly positive, but people make assumptions on you without even knowing the full picture, which is sometimes frustrating as a content creator because people assume that, oh, this is my full-time job and I just get shit for free. And YouTube is my passion project. It's a labor of love. Like this isn't my full-time job, you know, like this is like, I don't even like to call it a job because it's not. This is my hobby. I have a job, but that pays the bills. YouTube is just a place I come to escape the regular shit going on in the normal life that I try not to talk about regular shit going on because this isn't the place for it. This is where I just get to switch off for a little bit and talk about the stuff I do like. And I'm also an adult with adult money, and I don't just throw money at stuff I think I am or not gonna like. Like everybody else, I watch reviews, I look at pictures, like I'm usually well educated on whether or not I'm going to like something when it arrives. So if I find something online that I don't like, I don't buy it. Therefore, I don't review it, waste my money on it, and make a video about it and be negative. Do you know what I mean? I'm only buying stuff that I'm adding to my collection. And most of that I end up liking, but I've already done the research already. Do you know, like, so that's the frustrating thing about a content creator. People make assumptions on you without knowing the full picture. But you know, absolutely, I come to YouTube. This is my safe place to just talk and enjoy the hobby. And again, I love Marvel, not Hasbro, but I happen to think Hasbro do a good job sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. I compare Marvel Legends to other toy lines out there, and you just cannot world build in the same vein with other toy lines and collections, and I know that's not. I know some people are like love the articulation, and they're not looking at packing a shelf. I love packing a shelf with characters and colour, making it pop. The type of display where you can stare at, and you're staring at it for ages, catching all the little Easter eggs and all the characters. Some people like a very minimalistic display where they'd rather have like the best action figure, what representation of their favourite characters, and they care more about articulation and paint and all and stuff like that, which is, again, nobody is right or wrong. Everybody has their preference within collecting, and that's great. But I love the world building. I love adding all these characters. Like when these Z-list villains or Z-list characters get announced by Marvel Legends, and you see people on the forums going, "Who's that? Skip." Da 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 da. Look, that's fine, but I see that as an opportunity to learn about a character and discover stuff. And do you know what I mean? Like I just look at it from a different perspective than other people. Like I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know who that character is, but let's learn about that character, and maybe via learning about that character, I discover a story that I like, or another character that is associated with that I like. And I don't know, I just find it's more than just the action figures for me. It's definitely a form of escapism, like learning about characters, reading comics I've never read, and all of that type of stuff. So. Yeah, I'm never going to apologise, by the way, for being that way with toys. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's lots of people on YouTube. There's someone for everybody. Like, but I just love Legends, always will. And they've extended their license, Rich. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to say, I've extended mine as well. I'm going to be on YouTube for a few more years, Rich. Long live Dan Who Reviews.
Yay.
There is a clause in your contract, Rich, where it says if Hasbro extend the license, you are also extending your contract with me. It sort of clicks into place right now, I'm afraid, so you can't go anywhere.
What if I'm going to work for the Star Wars Black Series team next year?
They could do with some help over there, to be fair.
Yes, that's all it would be.
They could do with some help over there, to be fair. But Brandon would appreciate it. But no, like again, I see this as a good thing. What do you guys think in the chat? Again, we're here live on YouTube right now. Let's get some of your opinions out there into the world. The poll that we have up right now is nearly 90%. Yes, long live Marvel Legends. And again, I assume if you watch this channel, you're already a fan in some aspect of Marvel Legends, unless you just hate watching me, which some people also do. Hello out there. But they do, Rich. They genuinely do. It's weird. I don't get, if there's something I don't like on YouTube, guess what? I just don't watch it. But some people want to watch. Okay, hello. I'm not going anywhere. More Marvel Legends coming. Well, let's see what the chat say. So yeah, 89% say yes, long live Marvel Legends. 11% out there say no, time to move on. And for the people that say time to move on, I'm also intrigued in that perspective as well. Like, from where would you have liked Hasbro to go? Like, where would you have? Not Hasbro, so Marvel to go. What other toy line would you have? Or toy company would you have liked to see give Marvel action figures a go at the 1/12 scale? Genuine question for anybody, like, who do you genuinely think could have done a good job, realistically? I know everybody will want to say Jada, but Jada, I just think, they're on the up. Don't get me wrong, they're great. I love their stuff. I've got all the Street Fighter stuff. I'm excited for the Scooby-Doo stuff. But I just think scale-wise, they're brand new to the action figure game.
Scooby-Doo, where are you?
Scooby-Doo.
Not in the first fucking wave.
Yeah, wave 2, Rich. Wave 2. But yeah, let's read some of this. Okay, Ben said the main reason I want to find out more about characters is entertainment, but then I also know more about them once if I get a figure of them. Yeah, absolutely. I always say learn via the medium of action figures. Never be afraid to just be like, oh, I don't know who that is. Like, people sometimes do feel like they have to publicly know everything. I don't. I learn. What's Ashaholic saying? He's saying the best way to keep Hasbro Marvel in line and less complacent, let's speak with our wallets. Agreed. That ultimately, that is it, isn't it? Ultimately, Hasbro, whether we like it or not, is a business. They want to make money. And if a product isn't making money, they're not going to do that again. So yeah, I agree. That absolutely, speaking with your wallets is probably the loudest, most effective way of getting them to pay attention to something, whether for good or for bad. Quinn Comics says, greetings, Dan and Rich. Hope you're having a terrific day, my friends from your friendly neighborhood comic shop from across the pond, streaming you live from the shop. Hello, everybody live in Quinn Comics. Remember, if you use the code DanWhoLive at checkout, you will save 0%. You're welcome. All right, enjoy. Right, what's Virtual Dave says? Virtual Dave says, long live Marvel Legends. Jamie says, let's not pretend the 11% isn't the people who make videos saying Marvel Legends was going to McFarlane. There was a few of them. There was a few videos out there. Ben says, Jazzwares. So what does Jazzwares currently do? I know they do I have Jazzwares stuff for Pokemon. I have the AEW stuff. The AEW...
Sonic, is that Jazzwares?
No, it's Jack Pacific Sonic. So Jazzwares, the closest thing to Marvel Legends, I think, would be AEW, because they're like 7-inch human characters, right?
Yeah.
But they're really outdated. Like Mattel right now with their wrestling stuff are pinless. They've got like the digital face printing tech. Like they're really doing good stuff. And Jazzwares don't seem to have really changed since they announced the line in 2019. Like they've had the line for like what six years going on now, and they've still got the big bulky pins. Like the likenesses haven't really got much better. Like the Jazzwares figures that are released today are very similar to the ones that they were released in 2019. So I do think Jazzwares need to up their game a little bit. Just again talking about AEW, but it wouldn't be a company I choose to do for Marvel Legends, that's for sure. Right, so last deal renewal was in 2020. Yes, that's the last time that it was publicly announced that there was a multi-year extension was in 2020. So that's why we are assuming that this multi-year could also possibly be 5 years to 2030. But again, that's just an educated assumption based on information that is out there. That is not confirmed.
6 months for all we know.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. Well, they said multi-year, so at least 2 years, at least 24 months. Yeah, at least at a minimum 24 months. But yeah, we're assuming 2030. But that is just a guess. We could be off. Again, at the minute with the with tariffs and all of that, maybe this deal. Again, we're never going to know logistically what's happened with this deal because there's always renegotiations with contracts. Like I do them at work regularly with companies and councils, etc. Like when you go in to renegotiate a contract, depending on like when COVID happened and the cost of stuff went up, our prices had to go up because of the world type thing. So maybe there's been a change with licensing. Like maybe Hasbro are not going to pay as much as for licensing anymore. Or maybe they're paying more. Maybe we're going to get less with our Marvel Legends. Maybe we're going to get more. I don't know.
It's just a box.
Yeah, I don't know.
The sperm in it, that's it.
You get all the Spider-Man hands, but no deco. No deco. Yeah, like, who knows?
Like build a Spider-Man with each one bit in each box.
Yeah.
It.
Build a spider sperm will be the next accessory with a mini comic as well. Build a mini comic. Fire a whole wave, you only get one mini comic. Yeah, again, we don't know what has happened with this license renewal, but things usually do change logistically behind the scenes. Whether that reflects positively or negatively on the line moving forward, obviously time will tell. But yeah, I'm always curious. But they're never going to publicly tell us that information. At least this is literally all we're going to know. They've renewed the license. That's it. They won't tell us any of the logistics other than that. What else are people saying? Gregory says, if Marvel was to switch, then we would have to start all over and they just need to evolve soft goods. I think he said pinless maybe as well. Yeah. Soft goods is an interesting approach. I do think there are certain Legends have built an aesthetic. When you've got a toy line for 20 years, it definitely has its own aesthetic, and they obviously choose the plastic capes. I do think soft good capes is an evolutionary step, but also it doesn't need to be on every character, I don't think. I always think the same with articulation. Not every character needs the most articulated body. Like it's from character to character. But I don't mind a good plastic cape if it looks good, but soft goods is better.
I think as well with this renewal, like if you are a fan like of Marvel comic books, like of obscure characters, of your C-list, your D-list, you like ones who haven't had a movie yet, I think this is a good thing. Because, like, you know, Hasbro are doing, like, the lesser-known characters. I'd imagine, like, Mattel now, when they get the DC license next year, they're not going to be making characters like Dreamer or the Legion of Superheroes
or Captain Carrot, Justin. No, yeah, Captain Carrot for you.
They're going to be starting with, like, the big names again. And that's like McFarlane was. Like, you know, the first couple of years, it was like, why are we getting so many Supermen and Batman? It was like a while before McFarlane even started doing like, you know, like Power Girl, Huntress, Supergirl, those kind of characters. Like, it was very much like the A-list characters. So, in a way, if someone else had got the Marvel license, I'm sure they would have been starting with like a new version of Spider-Man, new version of Hulk, new version of Thor, new version of Wolverine. You wouldn't be getting like Husk and finishing off Generation X with a new company, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, no, agreed. Hasbro absolutely are going to do those deeper cuts for sure. Queen Comic says, Hasbro have had a great relationship with Disney, so I don't ever see another company doing Marvel Legends anytime soon. Tac Tac says, you're a hardcore Marvel Legends fan if you get topless upon request when a Marvel Legends wave have released at Forbidden Planet. Yeah, that's a throwback to when Mark Tac Tac found a Marvel Legends wave before anybody else. He had the world exclusive, and I didn't believe him until he showed me a topless picture, which he did do, to be fair.
He'd be called a shill these days if he did that now.
I know, crazy. Craig says Jada is still learning, so they would probably struggle with the Marvel line. Zion says, Dan, I don't have a Hulk in my collection. Will the Maximum Hulk be worth it? Oh, I don't think it will be worth it, but it's awkward because all the other Green Hulks, Rich, on the aftermarket right now are about the same price. So if you are looking to add a green Hulk to your collection right now, the Maximum Series pre-order is probably your best bet, because it has got that added articulation that the previous ones don't do, and the previous ones are going for the same amount of money on the aftermarket anyway. So yeah, I do think if you are looking for a new Hulk, yeah, Maximum Series is currently the way to go. Basically,
if you can make do with She-Hulk though, $25, retro carded, Fantastic Four She-Hulk. Get that one instead.
Yeah, She-Hulk is great. California Red Devil says Hasbro can lose the license until we get a rocket frickin' racer. Honestly, I've got a whole heap of characters that I still want to see, and this renewal just gives me hope on characters I want to see. Mephisto, Feral, Madam Web, Mole Man, Overdrive.
Just going through Marvelous March
the Serpent Society, Swordsman, Exodus, Baron Mordo, Albert and LCD, Nebula, Deathwatch, Airwalker, The Young Avengers, Jack of Hearts, Shana the She-Devil, Echo, Ronan, Deathbird, we still need more X-Men 97, especially complete that team on the retro card, Hasbro. Beast and Jubilee, I'm looking at you. Bucky Barnes, Mantis, Manspider, Armor, the Inhumans Royal Family, Gorgon, Triton, Maximus the Mad, Wizard, Hepzibah, the Mandarin, Betsy Braddock, Hippo, Rachel Summers. If Hasbro just ended right now, if Legends ended right now, we would not get any of those characters. And as much as I like my collection behind me, it would never feel complete. Do you know? So we needed the line to continue to complete these teams and lines, and maybe this extension will kick them up the arse to be like, oh, okay, we've got some more time to get these done. So get them done, make them happen. Oh, and of course, Frankencastle for everybody's favourite, Christopher Allen. Make it happen, Hasbro. We have spoken.
And stick,
of course. To be fair, Kurt just needs a stick to help him stand up these days because he's so old and needs a nap. But I'm only joking. Kurt. Tac Tac says, a shill who catches a chill, Rich. Thank you, Mark. Life for Jay says, I do wish Marvel Legends would incorporate soft good capes, especially for characters like Storm. Again, I do think soft good capes is an aspect that could have been applied to the Maximum series. It's a concept that's a level up from what we currently get. But I don't hate all plastic capes, for the record. I do think some characters look absolutely fine on the shelf with the plastic cape, but then again, I completely understand some characters to be displayed in a more dynamic, dramatic way. Just have a lot more life on a display when you can manipulate a soft goods cape. So yeah, I would like to see Legends try it a little bit more, to be honest. To have that option, if we got a character with the plastic cape for a regular neutral pose, to then also complement the current aesthetic of Marvel Legends, but then also pack in the soft goods capes like they've been doing recently with some of the soft goods jackets, for example. Give us that option. Kurt says, give me stick or give me death. Quinn Comics says, while Mattel is getting the DC line back, they will have improved their sculpting and design since then. Who knows, hoping for the best. Yeah, absolutely. We don't know what Mattel are going to do until they do it, essentially. So fingers crossed. I've always said I want the DC equivalent of Marvel Legends. Not everybody is going to want that, but that's what I want. I want a DC collection that can complement my Marvel collection so I can have this weird multiverse and they all live in the the same space. Like, that's what I want. I love it when the lines are consistent, like amongst. That's why I like
maximum DC.
No, I don't care about maximum. Don't care about maximum. Just give me those characters from Marvelous March, and then you can retire. Brandon's jumped in the chat. I just seen some of Brandon's emojis. Hello, Brandon. Let me put some Brandon emojis in the chat. There you go. See, I haven't retired your emoji. He says hi. Hello, Brandon. How you doing? What are your thoughts, Brandon, on Hasbro extending the license with Disney? Let us know. Also, give us a detailed breakdown on the new licensing agreement in regards to how much it costs to license it. Let us know, all right? We want a full financial breakdown.
How long is it for, Brandon? How many years?
Yeah, I don't think he can tell us. He can't tell us anything, can he? Omar says, long live Marvel Legends. Yes, absolutely. Omar V says, good evening, everybody.
Hello, Omar.
And Black Series, of course, obviously, they also are going to be continuing, which Brandon's very happy about. Yeah, Hasbro have extended the Marvel license. So what type of stuff would you like to see then from... So let's give Hasbro the benefit of the doubt. Let's give them a clean slate and go, all right, cool. This year, you've been a bit rocky, but what would you like to see Hasbro's approach or any new initiatives that you'd like to see implemented in the Marvel Legends line?
I want back waves back, proper back waves, not just like pissing about. Like every wave should be a back wave. I want back wave. Like Matt Martin said a good thing earlier. He said like a line of 6 or 7 characters, and they can call it a team completion wave. I think there's so many teams, like we've said before, like 1 or 2 characters off. They could just do that, even as like Pulse exclusives, like finish this team or something like that.
Yeah. I completely agree. I've always said as well, do an army builder wave where like every figure in the wave is an army builder with the builder figure piece to complete a bigger army builder character. Like the best they did that with is when they gave us the Hand Ninja, and the Hand Ninja came with the extended legs for Stiltman. So when you're army building your Hand Ninja, you're also building a taller Stiltman. I thought that was the best they had done in regards to picking the builder figure piece to go with a character for sure. Matt Fisher
donated $4.99.
Thank you, Matt.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton-Eyed Joe?
I actually really like that song. I say when I've had enough drink in me, that song will get me to the dance floor. Do that old, you grab someone by the that one. Yeah, I'm a fan. Thank you, Matt Fisher. Appreciate that. Box sets, teams going forward as well, Kevin said. So yeah, I agree with Rich. Let's bring builder figures back. Builder figures are like not integral, but they are synonymous, shall we say, with Marvel Legends. Like synonymous. And I do think as a collector, you feel rewarded as a collector for completing a wave. Like if you complete a wave, you're being thanked for your completion with another character to add to your shelf. So yeah, the thing, like comparing a builder figure wave to the mini comics wave, for example, was pretty disappointing because I otherwise liked the character selection in the comics wave, but then instead of getting a 7th figure, I just got a pile of comics. Do you know? So yeah, let's bring. You
didn't even get a pile of comics. You got a pile of plastic shit. They wasn't even comic book.
Yeah. To be fair, just comics printed on a piece of plastic is what we got. No more Army Builder exclusive, says Queen Comics. Yeah, let us know in the chat what your ideas are. What things, like, let's give Hasbro a clean slate. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's all just agree. Some stuff they do good, some stuff they do bad, all right? Hasbro isn't perfect, but in general terms, the Legends line is a solid toy line that represents the Marvel Universe quite well. So let's give them a clean slate. What do they need to do moving forward to get everybody on board? Or to get the majority on board. You can't get everybody on board. There's always going to be people that don't like something, and that's okay. But what things could they do to encourage more people to get on board? Because again, we need to remember to keep the line going strong. We need to continuously get new people on board as well. And when a toy line's been going for over 20 years, it can be pretty overwhelming for somebody to think, oh, I want to start collecting Legends. But then they may just feel like, oh no, there's a bit too much here. But again, back to my point earlier, with Legends, there are so many pockets that you can indulge in, whether it be, I'm going to build an X-Men collection, I'm going to build an Avengers collection, I'm only going to build the animated style Spider-Man figures. I'm only going to get MCU stuff. I'm only going to get Gameverse stuff. Like, there are so many sub-pockets of Marvel Legends that you can choose to like or not like, and that's great. Like, there's options.
I've just got like one shelf, and it's just characters whose elbows and knees are different colours to the rest of them. I've just got a shelf like that. It's amazing. Thanks, Hasbro.
Yeah, the old She-Hulk is front and centre. No gummy legs, yes. No gummy legs, absolutely. But again, no gummy legs is something from the pin days. Like, we've moved on. We have evolved from the pinless, to the pinless tech. And again, the other reason we want the pinless tech isn't just the aesthetics of no pins. It's also because they seem to be holding up better on a display. If I take off a character from my display, like a jelly leg Jean, all floppy legs, their legs are all warped and terrible. If I take off a figure from my shelf that has got the pinless legs, they just hold up better on a display. So, like, they are just built better, I suppose. Accessory pack, says Kevin B.
I do think of all the characters they've done, poor Jean Grey has got to be the most shit on one. Like, even like the X-Men 97, where they like fixed the legs, they gave her that torso that don't articulate. And then even like,
and we have got the wrong hair.
Girl,
We got the wrong cut of hair with her. There she is.
And when they did like Marvel Girl and the X Factor card with a new body, and they didn't bother painting the boots, it's like they just fucking hate Jean Grey, don't they? Jesse Falcon hates Jean Grey. He's discovered his Kitty Pryde.
Poor jelly leg Jean, yeah. Like, her pin legs just are warped and jelly and just... the pinless tech is better aesthetically. And again, like, I always say, like, if this multi-year license is until 2030, like we said, that's another 5 years of Marvel Legends, which is great. I have no room already for new Marvel Legends, so it's about picking and choosing. Like, you don't have to buy everything. It's about picking what makes sense for your collection. I always am seeking the best representation of the character based on the particular source material I love, for example. And that's why I keep my MCU and comic world separate. Like, I think you can enjoy both collections, but you don't mix them. Don't blur the lines. That is one of those rules that I don't do that. That makes no sense. But again, there are people out there that will do that. And as long as I don't have to look at it, that's okay. Do what you need to do. Just display her on her knees. This is Kurt K. Naughty Kurt K. You're too old to be thinking stuff like that.
She just needs a stick. That's what she needs.
Yeah, that's true. Give her your stick, Kurt. Alex says they need to find a way to give bigger characters double-jointed elbows like the Hulk. Yeah, agreed. Maximum Series Hulk should have had double-jointed elbows. I agree. We got the... I would rather have... What would you rather have on the Hulk? Toe joints or double-jointed elbows?
Double-jointed elbows.
Agreed. Me too. And instead we got toe joints. Now, there's a few toe perverts out there that would prefer the toe hinges. I'm looking at you, Alexi. That's right, I'm looking at you. But I would have preferred double-jointed elbows, to be honest. Omar V says, hey yo, Omar V, what do you think?
What would you do with a toe joint? I understand with Spider-Man, who like climbs walls and shit like that. What would you do with the Hulk with toe joints?
I don't know, put him in a running pose? A little run on his toes?
Who run? Like, he would break all his toes, the weight of him, wouldn't he? He's not like a ballerina. He's not like pirouetting.
People like toe joints. Compulsive Collector, channel member for 39 months. You are a legend, John. Compulsive Collector, absolute legend. He says, pros of nothing. Today's a good reminder that rage-baiting clowns on the internet are happy to divide you as long as you stay mad and keep giving them clicks and views. Also, MCU and comic figures go great together. Well, I need to see an example of that, John. I need to see an example of that. No, it's YouTube, innit? There's always going to be people that do stuff just for the
Ray
clicks.
Ortiz donated $4.99.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray.
I think they should get rid of builder figures and keep
What?
doing deluxe figures and add more accessories to single releases, heads, hands, etc.
So this is a good example, Rich, of it's hard to please everybody, because you said you'd like to see more builder figures.
More
Ray,
build figures, less deluxe, less deluxe.
And Ray says, I think we should get rid of builder figures and keep doing deluxe figures to add more accessories to single releases, heads and hands, etc. I see both sides of this, I really do, because some people want to finish, like, if sometimes the builder figure is the figure that people want in a wave, and they have to buy 4 characters, they don't necessarily want to get the builder figure that they do want. So the deluxe offering gives you that option at a greater cost, of course, but it means you just can buy the figures you want without having to buy the figures you don't want to build the one you want. Like, I understand there are two sides to that argument, but
it makes you like, for me, like, I fucking hate Crystal and Kitty Pryde, but I've got Crystals and Kitty Pryde because they came with Build-A-Figure pieces that I bloody needed for the Void, or for, like, what was Kitty Pryde in? Was it like Juggernaut or Apocalypse?
yeah, I think it was Juggernaut. It was Juggernaut. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I've had to buy them. Like, whereas if it had been a separate release, I would never have bought those figures.
But do you not see that as a positive thing? Like, did you want Crystal? You don't want Crystal and Kitty Pryde, so surely the option to just buy the deluxe without the Build-A-Figure is a positive thing, right?
But like, price-wise, it probably would have cheaper buying them too and then selling them on, didn't it?
Maybe, yeah. If you want to sell them, I've always done the same as you, by the way. Like, I always would just buy a full wave to get the Build-A-Figure, and then anything I didn't want within that wave, I'd get it in hand for myself to check it out in person. Sometimes my mind would be changed when I have it in hand, and I'm like, actually, I do like this. I'm going to keep it, or maybe I.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, accessories and extra heads, I love. There's no complaints with them. But equally, if it came down to it, if it was a bath part or accessories, I would choose bath part personally. Because I want a new figure on my shelf. Like, most of my heads and accessories are in fucking drawers where I wouldn't know where they were if I was looking for them. I'd be like, I was looking for, like, the alternate head.
I'm so organised. My accessories are so organised. You could give me a random Marvel Legend accessory, and I promise you I can get it in 5 minutes because, like, I've got it all so organised. And I love that. I see what you're saying with that, by the way, as well. And granted, I have a big tote full of Marvel Legends accessories, but I love the display options. And, like, I always say, we're adults now, right? I'm not saying you can't play with your toys. You can play with your toys if you want, but, like, we're not really sat on the floor flying our action figures around anymore, are we? Like, we have the way we enjoy our action figures is via the collecting or building displays or whatever it may be. And for me, that is a form. It's like I've always told Amanda, like, she has often come in here, I've got my headphones on, I'm listening to a podcast, and I'm just rearranging the collection. And she's probably thinking, what a geek, what a loser. But it's quite therapeutic. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's my downtime. That's my chill time where I'm just like, look, leave me alone. I'm just rearranging the display. And every now and then I'll switch out a head or I'll give them a new effect piece for the shelf. And I like to have those display options. So I agree with you as well in regards to wanting more characters to the shelf. But it would be pretty boring for me to just have no display options. Like, if we didn't have accessories and interchangeable parts or effect pieces, because I always like displaying characters on the shelf that can represent their power set, like really bring that, like who has Rick, like Legion X. Have you seen Legion X's display? Yeah. He's got an epic display where all the characters are like posed up, representing their power sets as best as he can in that 1/12 scale. And like, I love those type of displays where it's like the Marvel universe has come to life. So yeah, I love having those display options. It's about finding that balance, isn't it? About finding that balance. Ben says, I'm going to challenge that later, Dan. What did I say? What are you going to challenge? I say a lot of crap online. I don't know what you need to be more specific, Ben. What did you say? Kevin says Cannonball came with a ton of never mind. Yeah, so did Destiny and Rogue, if you remember that. Lots of accessories there. Jamie says, can you get all the accessories from the Rogue and Destiny 2-pack together? Hey. Might take you a while. Yeah, here you go. Done. That was easy. Nothing. We didn't need web sperm, though. Yes, I agree, Mike. I don't think anybody... Did anyone here scream for a web sperm? Is Mike arguing with anyone? Nobody wanted a web sperm, Mike. Don't worry. Nobody's clamouring for the web sperm.
Mary Jane, maybe?
Mary Jane wanted that. She wanted that web sperm. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no one wanted web sperm. Mike also said earlier, this just in McFarlane has nothing new yet. I'm sure his eyeballs Diamond Select's toilet swirl. Oh, he's eyeballing Diamond Select's toilet swirl. No, Diamond Select's been brought out by someone else already. We've seen that, didn't we?
Have they?
Didn't we see someone came in and saved them from bankruptcy?
I thought toys were separate to the
I don't know.
Business.
I don't know. I'd have to go back on I'd have to go back on Yahoo Finance and find out later, Rich. That's where I get all my toy news from these days. Kurt says, note to self. Okay, yeah, my bad. He was having a conversation. I didn't realise. I'm trying to think what else. Legends Wife. Do you want to see? Can we say no more HasLabs, Rich, and just continue the pre-order format?
I mean, I don't like either one, but yeah. I mean, and the thing is, I don't get the people who didn't like HasLab and then like the made-to-order thing. It's the same fucking fucking thing.
Disguise, Rich. It's
That's
disguise.
the bit I don't get.
So I'm not a
It's just
HasLab.
make it and put it in bloody stock. That's what I just think. I mean, they must know their audience by now. How many like people are
Agreed.
buying these things. And I just think, like, stop putting like it onto us to like fund these things and put the orders in. Like, just make them and then put them out there. That's what I think.
Is there a big ticket item related to the Marvel Universe that you personally really want for your collection? Like, regardless of the context it's released in, like, regardless, whatever it is, just, is there an item you actually do want that is bigger than your regular Marvel character or deluxe figure? Like,
I mean, I think most of the big ones we've got. I mean, I would probably get a Celestial, but then there's so many of them. It's like, which one do you do? Like something like Eagle the Planet, but then that would just be a round ball. So what's the point of
the
that?
blow up, just an inflatable. They could do that.
Like the big ones, like Galactus, like the Sentinel. I suppose they could do a big, massive Apocalypse, maybe. But I get a big, massive Phalanx. That could be like, I don't know. There's nothing like I can think off the top of my head that would like pull me in. But then, like, I've ordered the Dragon Man, I've ordered the Sentinel, I've got all the HasLabs, even though I've said they were shit. Like, it's the concept of the HasLab, not so much what it was. That's what I was never a fan of.
Is there any vehicles? Like, would you, like, curious, like, would you buy a Fantastic car?
Yeah, I probably would get a Fantastic car, and I probably would get a Blackbird jet if they could do it somehow. Like, I mean, it might take up my whole, like, shelf, but like, if they could do, like, a Blackbird jet somehow, or even, like, a Quinn jet, something like that. Like, more that kind of thing. Like, I don't think there's I wouldn't buy, like, a Spider Slayer, like you probably would.
I'd buy, take my money. Take my money. I want a Spider Slayer. Yes, please.
And I think a lot of people would like a Punisher van. That wouldn't do anything to me either, because, like, but again, everyone's different, and everyone's different, Dan.
Would you buy a Robbie Reyes engine adventure? I'm joking. We know the answer to that. I'd buy a Fantastic car, by the way. Absolutely would. I'd buy a Punisher van. What other big items do we want? Like, I don't like. Would you like a? In regards to, I always like the concept of play sets that can be used as a display, that can be used as a display piece. Do you know, like, now, granted, it's awkward to get one the size that would accommodate everybody, but, like, I'd love the idea of, like, an X-Men Danger Room as a backdrop for my X-Men display. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if it is just the panels, like, do you like Diamond Selected that builder sort of version, didn't they?
I mean, it would be nice to see, like, some, like, dioramas or like play sets, just so everyone on fucking Instagram and YouTube doesn't use the bloody NECA street set for all these setups. Because if I see that like one more time, I mean, I think there is scope for it, but again, it's not something for me. I like the figures, like put in an X-Men gate. I would buy something in the second part of the X-Men gate, so I can put it with that.
I'm still annoyed you stole that off me off eBay. Actually, I shared eBay listings were rich. No, I see. This is what I'm saying. Like, for me, it's about the display aspect. Like, I don't really care when I say playset. I don't actually want something with play features like a kid's toy. I want it to represent something from the source material, whether it be the X-Men Danger Room, like you said, even the gates. Like, I would absolutely put the X-Men gates.
The Danger Room wouldn't do nothing for me, because the Danger Room always changed, and it's like having like the Diamond Select figures all came with like Danger Room. Like,
just the backdrop.
But then that was like dependent. That was more like the Jim Lee style of Danger Room. Like, the Danger Room changed on who was doing it, and the whole thing was the Danger Room. Then like, this could be the fucking Danger Room.
This is the Danger Room. Yeah, this is the Danger Room.
So not so much that, but I mean like a little background with like, you know, like the four. Like the Baxter building, the Daily Bugle, the Avengers, like Mansion, you know, Tony Stark, like a Hall of Armor. I think that's the one.
That's the one I was going to say. That's the one I've been waiting to jump in and say. Hall of Armor, comic or MCU, both of them aesthetically would look different, but both of them absolutely doable, and we have enough figures to complement that as well.
That's something you could do as like a
modular,
like a Pulse exclusive, like a modular one. Where you could buy as many as you wanted, and I think that would sell, surely.
If you give us, if you do a modular Hall of Armor, but it also comes with a figure, that's when you have to think, well, who could the figure be? Because I'm going to end up buying multiple of them. So you'd have to have a figure that has different display options, whether it be a Tony Stark that has different head sculpts or something. I don't know, maybe. But I'd love a Tony Stark, like just in regular incognito with a briefcase or something like that, and a modular Hall of Armor piece where you can buy as many as you want, Like maybe one has four, like you buy one, it's 50, 60 quid, and it's basically Tony Stark, and then you get a background piece with 4 pods. And then it's obviously up to me then, however, and how many I want to buy to add to that. Because some people would go crazy and buy like 20 of them and just build it this massive wall of Hall of Armor, which would look epic. But then some people may just buy it for Tony Stark or whatever. Like, I would like to see like a modular Hall of Armor concept come to life through Marvel Legends for sure. I've seen a few people also mention the Quinjet and the Blackbird for X-Men, but and some people say it's not possible at the scale. But like considering G.I. Joe have just done the Rattler, like I do think you could just fudge the scale a little bit of the Blackbird. Like you don't actually have to fit all the X-Men in there, but as long as there's a cockpit with maybe 4 seats and it sort of looks like the Blackbird, I'm okay with fudging perspective a little bit just to have that iconic vehicle represented in the shelf. Like I don't need it like scale-wise exactly scaled down. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Playing with the scale of it.
Buy the Epic Heroes one and chuck it right at the back. Dan.
I guess so. Really far at the back. Really far at the back. Yeah, that's. I have looked at some of the Toy Biz ones, by the way. I have the Epic Heroes one as well. Actually, I have it. It comes with Storm, didn't it? Yeah, I've got it. I've got it upstairs. Yeah. But yeah, no, I would like that's the thing. Like, I love world building. I say it all the time. But with Legends, it is just characters, like which is fine. Don't get me wrong. That's the main thing, of course. But it would be nice to have the option for a few little vehicles or background sets and something. Granted, they never really do very well at retail, and that's why we don't see them. And again, Hasbro are absolutely scared of doing vehicles from now on. So good luck to any vehicle we want. Fantastic car. This would have been a good year for that with the Fantastic Four movie coming out. And that doesn't like need to be crazy either. Like Toy Biz did one back in the day, for God's sake, you know. So
I mean, you could make that modular as well. Can't we each one with like a new updated Fantastic Four member? You can do that way if you want to.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, like thrones. I've always talked about thrones. Like not exactly not play sets as such, but they are furniture pieces for your display, as stupid as that sounds. But some characters, your mind's eye of particular characters, they're sat in a throne. Like we could do a whole Thrones wave. We've talked about it. One day, Rich, we're doing a stream and it's called the Thrones stream, and we're going to break down a whole wave of throne figures, characters we'd want. But Mephisto's definitely one of them. But I will take Mephisto without his throne too.
They did Kang. They did Kang in his throne last year.
Exactly.
So
they were testing the waters with Kang and his throne. This year, what characters would I absolutely want on a throne? Mephisto, Black I would
Panther.
Take. What characters need it more than anybody? Thanos, yes, I guess.
Mole Man on a throne.
Mole Man, yeah, or his little vehicle thing. Doom as well. We're going to get a lot of Doom action figures with Doomsday coming up. And
classic Goblin Queen.
That'd be good. Yeah,
that'd be good.
Who else? What other throne characters do you guys think in the chat? When I'm put on the spot, I always forget, but I've got a whole list. Madam Web is up there for sure, by the way. Animated Madam Web needs her throne. Like, you can't... Like, if I got a Mephisto in the Marvel Legends line without its throne, that's fine. Like, I can live with that because I could have Mephisto anyway. That's fine. But Madam Web released without her throne, that's a no-no. Do you know what I mean? So, like, there are certain characters that need it more than others. Odin is a good pick there. Black Panther, like you mentioned.
Null is a good one.
Yeah, Null, rather new. Make a toilet throne, says Alec. Toilet throne?
What's that toilet? Skibbity toilet.
No, nobody. We don't care about that on this. We're adults here, Rich. We play with action figures, not skibbity toilets. I've seen that at Smith's Bonnet. 50 quid it was for a head in an ugly head in a toilet.
I had an advert. I didn't have a clue what it was. An advert came up. I think on one of your streams.
I tried to figure out what it was just out of curiosity, and I give up within 30 seconds of hearing the music. I was like, what the hell? Like, I'm too old for this shit. Like, I moved away very quickly. Don't care. Quinn Comics says, is Hasbro can give us things like the 1/12 scale Ecto 1, then other things like Marvel vehicles could possibly be in the HasLab items. Yeah, again, ignoring HasLab, ignore that. Yeah, ignore the HasLab for a minute. But in regards to, is it possible? Yes, of course it is. And Hasbro have proved it with other lines like the G.I. Joe vehicles, and the Ecto 1 is absolutely another great example of these vehicles done in the 1/12 scale for a collection. But yeah, if they don't want to go to vehicles straight away, then yeah, let's continue with some thrones. Like Rich said, we got Kang last year. Let's just make sure you don't give us swappable faceplates without giving us the option of swapping heads as well. That annoyed a lot of people. That the Kang that they previously had couldn't even swap the new faceplate on. Even though I don't mind swapping faceplates as a character option for the right character. That's something I don't mind them doing. But we shall see. That one they got wrong because we had already had a Kang and you couldn't utilise the other faceplates on the old Kang. That was the frustrating thing. We never got a comic Hela, right? We do have a comic Hela. We got one in the Book of Ashanti box set from about 2017, that's a guess. But we have got a comic Hela.
She's on tour at the minute, isn't she, Ashanti?
She is. Who's she on tour with?
Sean Paul.
She is. Shut up, Paul. His nan is from Coventry, you know. That's a fact for you like that. Sean Paul's nan is from Coventry. Yeah. There you go. Now you know. Now out of everything you've learnt today, that's the one you'll remember. That's the one.
Oh, there you go.
That green monster with Mole Man from Fantastic Four 1. Yeah, what is that called?
The green monster with Mole Man.
He's on the front cover. Yeah. Is it just Mole Man's monster? No, it's got a name.
No, it's got a name. Oh God, what's his name? The Mole Monster. Who knows?
Someone will tell us in the chat. I don't want to cheat and Google it right now. My hands are in the air. I'm not Googling. I'm not cheating. Someone will tell me. Someone will tell me. Hela with her big wolf. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, like we have got some. We got Lockjaw last year. So are there any other Marvel animal characters you need? I think T. Williams is just saying random names. He just said Tim ? Just guessed his name was Tim. Maybe it was Tim. I'm trying to think. There are like pet Avengers, ain't they? But they're just a bit gimmicky, not really serious.
They've done most of them all. They've done Miss Lion. They've done Lockheed. They've done Zabu.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Maybe a proper Red Wing. They've never done Red Wing.
Yeah, we need a classic Falcon with the big V. I think we might get that in the Secret Wars wave last year. Devil Dinosaur. That's a good one.
Devil Dinosaur will be good. And Old Lace as well. Runaways. Finish the Runaways.
Yeah, you get a Velociraptor with the Runaways, right? You can have a Velociraptor.
That's Old Lace. That's Old Lace.
Oh, okay. That is okay. Fair play. Yeah. Again, going back to teams. Let's do box sets. Complete a team in a box instead of just giving us one character and making us wait years to complete a team. Just give us a team in a box. Make it happen. And Hippo, of course, Hippo. But that goes without saying that we need Hippo in the Marvel Legends line. If anything, today's news of Hasbro extending the Disney license with a multi-year extension just gives us hope that Hippo is in our future. Quinn Comics says Black Knight's Mighty Steed. Yeah, that'd be good. And Valkyrie. If we're going to get horses involved, let's get a Valkyrie. Pegasus. Yeah, that'd be great. A Pegasus in our Legends collection would look epic amongst our sort of Asgardian display, if you will. Various bird-themed characters. Jamie just gives us something very vague. He's not very choosy, as long as they're birds or ducks as such, as Jamie would say. Comic Guardians. I missed the first release. Yeah, Rich always goes mad at me because I'm always asking for a Charlie 27. But we need to complete that original team, Rich.
We need the modern day Guardians. We need like Mantis and Gamora and like modern day Drax and Star-Lord. Get them out there.
No, I also agree with that too. But still, give me Martin X and Charlie 27, please. And
it's bonkers. We've never had a comic book Mantis. That's the one that's just like, wow.
Yep. Okay, maybe now we've got an opportunity, Rich. Come on now. She was on Marvelous March, so I've cursed it. She's never going to happen. Disemboweled says, great show, fellas. Got to run. Have a great end of the week. You too, my friend. I've also seen him building his house, and I'm very jealous. He's building a house like in the middle of nowhere with an epic toy room, and I'm very jealous that we don't live in America and have all this room. But yeah, I'm jealous. Enjoy your weekend. Michael says, original costume, New Mutants box set, please. More Serpent Society. Yes and yes to both of them. Please. I want to continue adding characters I don't have. I'm very aware we're going to continue getting characters we already have. I don't mind if they offer something a little bit different or they're an upgrade to what we currently have. I understand it's part of the game. Collecting this hobby is a journey. It's about the journey, isn't it? It's not like there's not just a full stop. Like there's always opportunity to change your collecting habits and whatever. Like some people get really mad, like because they already have one Captain America. If Hasbro released another Captain America, they get really angry, like, how dare you release another Captain America? When it's like, well, maybe there's someone out there that doesn't have a Captain America first and foremost, so you're giving them the option. But then also maybe this Captain America offers something different to the one you currently have. And also so many characters are amongst different teams depending on your point of reference in the comics. And I don't mind having the same, like I used to think, oh, I only need one version of every character. But then you realise very quickly, you're like, hang on, how can I choose where I put this character? He goes in this team, but he also goes in this team. And sometimes you just get two of the same character and put them in different places. That's usually the rule I stand by. I have plenty of the same characters on my shelf, but they are all placed within their different teams. They're never like, I don't just have a row of the same character, unless it's Iron Man, because then it looks like a Hall of Armour. So there are always exclusions to the rule, of course. Rowdy Royals says, what's up, yo? What's up, Rowdy Royals? What do you think about Hasbro extending the Marvel license? Are you happy with that? Or would you rather Marvel go somewhere else and try something different? Talking a bit about army building thing, why not Ultron army building set? Again, army building packs is something they could do. Like they've tried. They probably won't go back to the box. Do you know the cheap boxes like the Hellfire Hank box sets and stuff? They probably won't go back to that anymore because they probably can't get to that price point anymore, unfortunately, which is just the way of the world. But it's shit. Richard says, I'm happy Hasbro is keeping the license. I have no issues with Hasbro at all. Rowdy Royal says, I'm cool with it. Knew it wasn't going to change. Yeah, again, like, I'm happy with my Marvel collection. Hasbro is not perfect, and there is room for improvement, of course. But I genuinely think it's a good thing for our Marvel Legends collection. It would have been a sad day. It would have been a completely different stream, Rich, if today they announced they wasn't extending the license, and instead
Top
today
10 Marvel characters Todd McFarlane should do first. That's what we would have gone with.
Could you have started again? Like really, Rich? If like, because I just think we collect because we love Marvel first and foremost. We don't collect because we've got any type of association to toy companies. But like, would it extinguish the excitement for adding Marvel characters to your collection, or would it reignite more excitement that we can start fresh somewhere else? Like if they really announced that Hasbro have ended their relationship and Todd McFarlane's making Marvel Legends, like how would you have felt?
I mean, I think I would have probably collected less, but I don't think I would have stopped completely. Like with like DC Universe Classics, at one point, like I had everything I wanted. I had everything I wanted, and then when McFarlane took it over, like I think at the most I've got maybe like 20 to 30 McFarlane figures altogether. It's like I haven't got a lot, and they're very like selective. So I think it would be, I would collect less if someone else had the license. But I still think I would pick up, like, I mean, if Todd McFarlane did a Generation X box set, I would have picked it up. Like, I wouldn't have had like a problem with that. It depends. It depends what if the figures are good or not, like that. Because like other people have said, it's not like there's not places you can't go. Like you can go to Mafex, you can go to other places if you want Marvel figures. You go CT Toys if you want a cheap Wolverine that's like good quality and you don't care about the legalities of it. Yeah.
Other companies do Marvel product, people. I agree, Rich, by the way. Like, if Todd, we keep picking on poor Todd just because it's an easy example. But like...
But I think though as well, it's like, we say about people speculating, but like the license was up this year. That wasn't like a lie. Yeah. And I'm sure like, even if like Marvel and Disney knew they were going to continue with Hasbro with this license, I'm sure other people might have like gone up and like pitched things, and like with McFarlane losing, they must have known before it was announced that they were losing the DC license as well. Like, so I mean, that's like a gap to fill now. Like with like what they were putting out, there's got to be like, I don't think Spawn figures are selling, or Mortal Kombat Classics are going to replace what they were doing with the DC line. So I'm sure they must have been like something where they went like to like Marvel, I mean, like, this is what we can do. I'm sure maybe Mattel as well, before they took over the DC license, maybe they were like looking at what they could do with the Marvel license as well. Because I would say, even though the MCU has gone down a bit, it's still very much like popular culture, like brand-wise. There's like
People
it's a
still know who
well-known brand.
Spider-Man
There's
is.
a lot of different things you can do. Yeah.
People still know who Spider-Man is. People still like Deadpool. Do you know, like we see it as like we're the I don't know, we're like just a slice of the pie for sure. But because we live in this bubble, we assume we're the loudest voice when in reality we're not for sure. But if Todd did say he was making Marvel stuff like you, I would never like, because I inherently just love collecting and love action figures, and on camera right now people just see my Marvel Legends collection, right, because that's what's on display. But I don't just collect Marvel Legends, like I'm an action figure fan, and this room is covered in different toys and franchises and stuff because I just love checking things out. I love holding things. Like I was born in the 80s. I still want to buy physical media because I don't believe in digital downloads. I'm an old man who needs something tangible to hold in my hand, and like I just enjoy this hobby. I love the thrill of the hunt. I love building little collections and chasing things down, and like I love the community aspect as we've discovered recently as well. So like I don't think I would have stopped just because it would have went somewhere else, but it would have been sad just to see Legends end after 20 plus years. Like that's an impressive amount of time for a toy line.
But then he went from Toy Biz to Hasbro, so there's nothing to say that if McFarlane did get it, he wouldn't have continued as Marvel Legend. It might have been 7-inch, but it would still be like Marvel Legend. I think like
it was
like
a little
you said,
bit different though, because Toy Biz acquired. Hasbro acquired Toy Biz, if you know what I mean. So it's not like they lost their license; they just got.
No, but Toy Biz didn't stop. They licensed the Marvel brand to Hasbro. Like Toy Biz went on. They did the comic book, the Legends of Heroes line.
Yeah, that's
So
the one with
Toy
Savage
Biz
Draven
didn't
and Pit and
fold
stuff
straight
like
away.
that. Yeah.
It was they and then like the first couple of waves used the Toy Biz sculpts and stuff like that, and the team moved over. But it was like Toy Biz didn't go away then. They did carry on for like a couple more years after the Marvel license went elsewhere.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's like it's just the aesthetic and stuff. Like I like things being cohesive, and like it would have been sad to see a harsh stop on what we currently have when we still have so many gaps in our teams and stuff like that. Like imagine if we never got a Feral. Do you know what I mean? Like our X-Force just randomly was never complete. Like it'd be annoying if anything. Do you know, like, because I'd want to sit back and appreciate our collection, but then I'd just be like, oh damn, why didn't they do that? And why didn't they do that? So now there's more of an opportunity to fill some of those holes. So I mean, I'm sure there will still be something to moan about when they do get to the finish line. They've probably still never done a Mephisto or something, but at least I would be a little bit more fulfilled by then. And again, Legends are like aesthetically and stuff, like you either do or don't like the aesthetic first and foremost. Legends have been very similar for way over a decade now, but just proportionately, and they have their own style. And like I'm not one of those people out there that are like hypercritical on like the anatomically correct proportioned characters. Like these are all based off comic characters that were all drawn differently depending on the artist and comic book story. Like so you could always argue that no characters are a perfect representation of any particular point. It's just preference. It's genuinely just preference, and I'm not super critical on like, oh no, he's like recently Miles Morales, everyone's bitching about his thighs. Like his thighs are pretty, they do stick out, but I didn't notice it as much as other people personally because that's not what I'm looking at. So but they're not wrong either, it's just preference. It's like, so yeah, Legends, I do think there is, if you love Marvel, like forget what toy company makes these products. If you love Marvel, I do genuinely think Legends has something for everybody. Not everything is perfect, but it's not all bad either. Like it's easy for people to jump on the hate Legends train when they get something wrong, but everyone goes quiet when they get things right. And sometimes they do stuff right. Like today's pre-order is decent. Today's pre-order, we were talking about it with She-Hulk. It's a good looking figure. So like they got that right. She-Hulk in the Fantastic Four uniform on a Fantastic Four retro card, which is a beautiful tribute to the Toy Biz packaging remade in the 6-inch line, with a very nice head sculpt as well. A couple of interchangeable hands that are a little bit more fun for posing. It's not just like gripping hands and fisted hands. You've got like the peace hands. Again, she just looks like a fun action figure, and that's how we will end the stream, Rich. It's fun. Collecting should be fun. Cloud says, glad to see Legends line going on. I want to see my friends expand their collections. Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy. I'm happy for the Marvel fans. This is a win for Marvel fans because I don't think right now I think it makes sense to continue with Legends rather than starting fresh at this current point. Especially like, do you know, like the MCU? Just, I know not everybody collects MCU, but it's very obvious that the MCU are building to Secret Wars and then they're doing a little reset themselves, right? I think we can all assume that that's what's going to happen. So imagine if Hasbro stopped making MCU figures now, just a couple of years away from Secret Wars. Do you know, let's get to Secret Wars and finish that sort of timeline. So at least the whole MCU from the first Iron Man to Secret Wars, you've got products all made by the same company, so it's all very cohesive and the collection just fits better together. So I do think this is a good thing for Marvel fans for sure. If you're a fan of action figures and Marvel Legends is the place to go for sure. Right, let me go to the extra show. So the extra show, we didn't hit our goal tonight. 2 generous super chats, I appreciate you, but we did not hit our goal of 5. So the bonus show will not be public. It'll just be for the Who Crew Deluxe tier. So if you are already a channel member on the Who Crew Deluxe tier, you got nothing to worry about. You can come and watch. We're there anyway. Come and get involved. Come and talk some toys. We are obviously going to be continuing this conversation with some channel members. What do you think about Marvel holding on to the license? Hasbro holding on to the license for Marvel. We're mainly talking about Marvel, but they have also extended it with Star Wars, as they are both now owned by Disney. So yeah, we are going to be continuing the conversation on the Who Crew Deluxe tier. And just a reminder, if I go to let me go to my members tab. So if you are if you do become a channel member at the Who Crew Deluxe tier, thank you very much.
Dane Garin donated $5.
Getting closer, Dane. Getting closer.
Public.
Getting closer, Dane. We got 3. We got 3 out of. We needed 5, and we got 3. So we got close. I need to be a man of my word. That's all. So yeah. Unfortunately, we just missed out. We got 3. Still need 2 more. If 2 people want to be quick, or just become a channel member instead of super chatting. Just become a channel member. Because that's what I'm showing you now. If you become a channel member at the Who Crew Deluxe tier, look at all this extra content. An extra hour from last week, an extra hour the week before. There's my everything I buy. Every single month I'm telling you all the things I buy, which is just me venting about toys. But look at all this bonus content that you can get right now by becoming a channel member. So get involved. Become a Who. Look, there's a whole bonus podcast of me in a car.
$5. Okay.
Thank you very much. Ben's also upgraded his channel membership as well. Dean's going again. Dean, just become a channel member at the Who Crew Deluxe tier, and you don't even have to worry about the goal. But I do appreciate you. Thank you very much for your generosity this evening. Rowley says, smash that like. Yes, you can absolutely do that as well. I don't mind at all. But like I was saying, Rich, did you enjoy my podcast in a car? That's literally me doing a podcast in a car.
Amazing footage.
Rich does not give a shit about my podcast in the car.
Donated $5. Here you go. Number 5.
Oh, there you go. Okay, you're too nice. You're too good to the people out there. Bring toys to work. Michael, you just made it happen. And Dean, of course, as well. Thank you very much. I will take it. I will take it. The bonus show can be public. I've been overruled, Rich. I've been overruled. So let me just do that before we go off the air, because I will forget to do it otherwise. Let me do that right now. Rich, any final thoughts? A little wrap up from you, like at the end of Scary Springer, where we go to him for his final thoughts. Any final thoughts on this continuation of the Disney license?
I just hope that we get Hepzibah.
Yes.
And like more characters we haven't had before as well, and just more better innovation. I think just get rid of Max, man. Just put it out to pasture. Release your 3rd figure, and then just go back to making the Legends line good again. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, I'm with you. More innovation, more new characters. Absolutely. Let's keep world building. I'm just putting this as public before I forget. There we go. Public, save. Can you guys in the chat confirm that this is public? Can you all see this now? Right? I'm going to post that in the chat. That is the bonus show. I'm posting in the chat right now. I will pin it to the top. If you click on it, it will take you to the purple stream. So we're going to continue this conversation with channel members over here. So that's what you need to be looking at on the stream. It's purple. It's basically the bonus show where we get to invite on some of the channel members as guests. It's public. Perfect. Well, head over to there. Click that link. There's 145 people here. You don't all have to come and follow, of course, but if you do want to see some more content, head on over. And as always, I appreciate. Go on.
Dane Gyron says, well, his name is Dane. It's not Dean.
Dane. Sorry, that's me. I'm terrible at names. I need to hear it. So yes, I will remember that. Thank you very much. I do apologise, but yes, Dane. Thank you. I'm saying it right? Dane. I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, it's public. Perfect. And also Ben's upgraded as well. Beautiful stuff. Rich, tell the good people where they can find you online.
Find me on Instagram at Displayed Ones, or if there's a pop group on tour, I'll be there.
I thought you were going to talk about pop figures then. I was like, what's he talking about pops for? But you meant pop groups. I get it. Are you going to see
pop groups?
You're going to see 5, right? 5's happening.
No, I don't give a shit about
what?
5.
So not all pop groups then. Don't listen to Rich. He's a filthy liar.
Girl bands.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, he has to break it down.
I don't care about the boy bands. It's like, who cares about the boy bands?
We're going to go over to the bonus show now. No Legend of Liquor this week, but episode 100 of Legends and Liquor is the 4th of May. So I'll obviously hype it up a little bit more next week, but I'm going to attempt to do a 10-hour stream. Whether I make it to 10 hours or not, I have no idea. But the 4th of May, episode 100. Let's get 100 guests. Let's make it happen. Rich is just laughing at me because it's going to be a nightmare.
Hours, Dad. It's bank holiday. Do 100 hours.
No way. I still need to tell Amanda about these 10 hours. No, I sort of dropped it at some point in conversation. I appreciate you as always. Let's get out of here. Give him a wave, Rich. Bye-bye. Follow us to the after show, and we'll see you then. Thank you very much to everybody. Long live Marvel Legends. Another five more years. 5 more years. 5 more years. Let's get a bloody Mephisto at least, all right? Let's complete some bloody teams. Go and check out one of those videos on the channel right now. And if you're a channel member, you can come and watch the after show even after the fact. Bye-bye.